Hold on to your seats because we're diving deep into the complex, often dramatic world of celebrity co-parenting. When reality TV fame collides with professional sports stardom, you get a mix of public scrutiny, personal challenges, and at the heart of it all, the lives of innocent children caught in the spotlight. We're talking about the former power couple, the Uncommon James founder, Kristin Cavallari, and the former NFL quarterback, Cutler. For years, their relationship, their marriage, and their eventual very public split captured headlines. But through all their ups and downs, the one constant, the undeniable center of their universe has been their three beautiful children. Kristin Cavallari, known to the world from her reality TV days, navigating the dramas of Laguna Beach and the hills, transformed herself into a successful entrepreneur. Cutler, a formidable presence on the football field, had a career defined by skill and at times controversy. Their relationship, spanning a decade before their divorce, seemed like a modern-day fairy tale, the California girl and the tough Midwestern athlete. They tied the knot in 2013, a year after welcoming their first child, and quickly expanded their family, building a life together that from the outside looked picture perfect. But behind the public smiles and curated Instagram posts, challenges emerged. In April 2020, just as the world was grappling with unprecedented change, Kristin and Jay announced their decision to divorce. After nearly 7 years of marriage and a decade together, the chapter of Kristin and Jay as a couple came to a close. The news sent their fans into a frenzy, dissecting every perceived sign of trouble that had gone unnoticed. The public divorce played out at times in the media, adding another layer of pressure to an already difficult process. Yet through it all, both Kristin and Jay have consistently stated that their top priority, their unwavering focus, has been their children. They've spoken publicly about navigating the complexities of co-parenting, about putting their kids first, even when the personal feelings between the ex-spouses might be strained. It's a narrative many divorcing parents strive for, but achieving it under the constant glare of the media spotlight adds an almost unimaginable level of difficulty. Kristin, in particular, has been open about how she approaches co-parenting, drawing lessons from her own childhood experience with her parents' divorce. She's spoken with a thoughtful maturity about the impact divorce can have on children, and her determination to shield her own kids from the potential conflict between their parents. In an interview, she shared her guiding principle, a mantra for navigating the post-divorce landscape. Never put the kids in the middle of it, no matter how mad you are at your ex-spouse. It's a simple yet profoundly important rule, one that many parents, celebrity or not, struggle to adhere to in the heat of separation. She specifically credited her own mother's actions during her parents' divorce as a powerful example. One thing, all that my mom did was she never said anything bad about my dad, Kristin revealed. Now that I'm older, I really respect that. It's a level of restraint and maturity that undoubtedly shaped Kristin's own perspective and her commitment to fostering a healthy relationship between her children and their father, regardless of the marital status. I always want my kids to see Jay and me as a united front, she emphasized. He's their father. That's important, and they need to see that from me. It's a philosophy that resonates deeply with many who understand the crucial role both parents play in a child's life, even when living in separate households. This public commitment to presenting a united front, to prioritizing their children's well-being above personal grievances, became a key part of their co-parenting narrative. But raising children, navigating the different stages of their lives, is a journey filled with unexpected twists and turns, challenges and joys that are amplified when played out partly in the public eye. And Kristin and Jay's three children, Camden, Jaxon, and Saylor, each bring their unique personalities and milestones to this complex family dynamic. Their journey into parenthood began on August 8, 2012, with the arrival of their firstborn, son Camden Jack. Kristin announced the joyous news on social media, sharing the standard heartwarming details, his name, his birth weight. "We are thrilled to welcome Camden Jack Cutler into the world," she posted, capturing the excitement and wonder of becoming parents for the first time. "He was born this morning weighing 7 mil. You was sexual ola na hash. Everyone is doing great. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated happiness, the start of their family. Kristin later shared a hilarious and perhaps slightly cringe-inducing anecdote about Camden's and birth involving Jay. Despite her initial wishes for him to stay out of the direct line of sight during the delivery, I was like, "You're going to be behind me. You're not going to see anything," she recounted with a laugh. The nurses had other plans. In the whirlwind of the delivery room, Jay ended up with a front row seat. At that point, I'm like, whatever. So he held my leg. He saw the whole thing, she shared. It's a candid, slightly awkward detail that painted a relatable picture of the unpredictable nature of childbirth, even for celebrities. And it gave the public a glimpse into their dynamic as a couple navigating this profound life event. As Camden has grown, he started to show flashes of a personality that seems to have inherited some of his mother's flair for the spotlight. He's become a mini-star in her social media and her entrepreneurial ventures. In December 2022, Kristin shared an incredibly cute video of her and Camden cooking pasta bolognese from her cookbook, True Comfort. The clip showed Camden stirring the pot with a youthful exuberance, wiggling playfully in front of the stove. Kristin's caption, "This kid kills me," perfectly captured the mix of amusement and affection that parents feel for their children's unique quirks. It was a sweet, relatable moment of mother-son bonding in the kitchen. Before that, in October 2021, Camden proved he wasn't afraid to borrow from his stylish mom's closet, even if it meant dipping into her shoe collection. Kristin hilariously revealed that Camden had stolen a pair of her white sneakers to wear to school. Sharing a snap of her eldest proudly showing off his borrowed kicks, she wrote, "So I definitely didn't think that the first kid to steal shoes from me would be Camden. But here we are." It was a lighthearted peek into the everyday realities of parenting, even in a celebrity household, where kids will be kids, fashion boundaries are flexible, and sometimes a mom's cool sneakers are just too tempting to resist. On his 11th birthday, in August 2023, Kristin penned a heartfelt tribute to her eldest, offering insight into the young man he was becoming. "Watching you become the most incredible young man is such a gift," she wrote on Instagram, her words filled with maternal pride. "You're pure love and light, and I'm thankful every single day for you." It painted a picture of Camden as a loving, radiant presence in her life, a testament to the bond they share. Nearly 2 years after Camden's arrival, the family grew again with the birth of their second son, Jaxon Wyatt, on May 7th, 2014. Kristin announced his arrival with a simple, sweet Instagram post featuring his birth details alongside a photo of a hospital bracelet and adorable baby booties. "Welcome Jaxon Wyatt Cutler, 7LBAs 1105 714, she wrote, capturing the quiet joy of welcoming their newest family member. Ahead of Jaxon's birth, Kristin expressed the different feelings she had experienced in motherhood for the second time. "Oh, the second time around, you know exactly what to expect, and we're just ready," she told People magazine. The initial anxieties of first-time parenthood had been replaced by a calm anticipation. "This one, I'm like, let's get him out here. I want to see him? I just want to hold him and see what he looks like. I'm just really excited more than anything." It was a familiar sentiment for parents expecting their second child, a shift from the fear of the unknown to an eager anticipation of meeting the new little personality who would join the family. Jaxon was quite young when his parents split, just shy of his 6th birthday. Navigating a divorce with young children presents unique challenges, requiring careful consideration of their emotional needs and routines. Despite the separation, both Kristin and Jay expressed dedication to spending quality time with their kids, ensuring their lives remained as stable and loving as possible. Kristin revealed a particularly touching way she connects with her children. During her off weeks, the weeks when the kids are with their dad, she makes a point of taking each child out individually for a date night, cherishing the one-on-one time away from the hustle and bustle of a busy household. In April 2021, she shared a heartwarming update on one of Jaxon's date nights that melted the hearts of her followers. "I've been taking one kid at a time on my off weeks for date night, and last night was Jaxon's turn," she wrote on Instagram. But what made this date night particularly memorable was Jaxon's choice of attire. "This kid kills me. He wore a suit and bow tie with dress shoes and was the best little date I could ask for." Imagine a young boy dressing up in his finest, suit and bow tie just for a dinner date with his mom. It was a picture of pure sweetness and a testament to the special bond they shared. He kept me laughing the entire time. Kristin added, highlighting Jaxon's burgeoning personality and his ability to bring joy. Thankful to be able to spend me one-on-one time with my babies. These individual date nights became a poignant example of how Kristin actively nurtures her relationship with each of her children in the aftermath of the divorce. But Jaxon's wisdom extends beyond just dressing sharply for dinner. He's apparently also quite the relationship expert, offering his mom dating advice that is both unexpected and hilariously insightful. In June 2022, Kristin documented a moment where Jaxon weighed in on her love life. "I'm getting dating advice from my boys," she shared in a video while playfully covering her son's faces with emojis to protect their privacy. The most memorable piece of advice came from Jaxon. "Jaxon just said I need to date somebody older," Kristin revealed, prompting her to ask for his reasoning. His response? A surprisingly mature, if slightly cynical observation: "Young people are crazy." The internet erupted with laughter and agreement. A young boy offering dating advice based on the perceived instability of young people. It was both comical and endearing. It painted a picture of Jaxon as observant, perhaps a little old soul, and comfortable enough to share his opinions freely with his mom. In May 2024, Kristin celebrated Jaxon's 10th birthday, marking a decade since his arrival. She shared a sweet throwback photo on her Instagram stories, capturing a moment of pure maternal love with toddler Jaxon giving her a kiss. "Happy birthday to my baby bull, Jaxie," she wrote, her affectionate nickname for him adding a personal touch. "I love you to the moon, my sweet man." It was a tender tribute to her growing boy, a public declaration of her enduring love. The Cavallari Cutler family became complete with the arrival of their third child, their first daughter, Saylor James. On November 23rd, 2015, Kristin announced her birth with palpable excitement, not just for her arrival, but for the dynamic she would bring to their all-male household. "She's going to steal Jay's heart, which will in turn melt mine," Kristin predicted in an interview with American Baby magazine before Saylor was born. The idea of a little girl joining the family clearly held a special significance, a different kind of bond to anticipate. Kristin also expressed her anticipation for the impact Saylor would have on her older brothers. "I'm excited for the boys to grow up with a sister," she shared. "I think it will help them to better understand and respect women." It was a thoughtful perspective on sibling relationships and the valuable lessons that brothers can learn from having a sister. Saylor's arrival added a new dimension to Kristin's life, a chance for mother-daughter bonding amidst the energetic chaos of two older boys. In February 2021, she shared a sweet snap of her and Saylor cooking together, reflecting on their special solo time. Saylor gets out of school an hour before the boys, so we always get to have a little girl time. She captioned the photo. "This precious hour before the boys got home became the dedicated time, a moment for just the two of them." The photo captured the warmth and connection between them, a mother and daughter sharing a simple activity. "It's the last few months of this before my baby is in kindergarten, so I'm soaking it up," Kristin added, a touch of bittersweet nostalgia for her youngest growing up. Their activity that day? Baking chocolate chip cookies. "Chocolate chip cookies today with my lil bestie," she wrote, a simple phrase that perfectly encapsulated their special bond. Another mother-daughter milestone was celebrated publicly in April 2022, getting Saylor's ears pierced. For many parents and children, this is a memorable moment, and Kristin shared the experience with her followers on Instagram stories. She posted a photo of Saylor's new delicate diamond studs, proudly declaring that her youngest was a champ during the process. It was a small, relatable rite of passage shared with the public, another glimpse into Saylor's life. On Saylor's 8th birthday in November 2023, Kristin offered a heartfelt tribute that highlighted her daughter's surprising strength and nurturing nature. "You're my little lioness," she wrote on Instagram, giving Saylor an affectionate nickname that hinted at her feisty spirit. "From the moment you were born, I knew you were incredibly special." Kristin acknowledged Saylor's ability to balance strength with tenderness. "You have the ability to nurture and take care of everyone you love, while also holding your own, especially with your older brothers, she shared. It was a beautiful description of Saylor's personality, a caring, empathetic child who is also capable of holding her ground against her two older siblings. "You're my favorite girl to do life with," Kristin concluded, her love for her daughter evident in every word. "I'm the luckiest to be your mom." Through all these sweet family moments, the birthdays, the cooking sessions, the date nights, the public narrative remained consistent. Kristin and Jay were successfully co-parenting, putting their children first, and navigating their post-divorce lives with grace and a shared commitment to their kids. But then, a few months ago, a detail emerged that suggested a shift in the seemingly settled co-parenting arrangement, a subtle hint of potential changes behind the scenes. In October 2024, Kristin Cavallari appeared on her podcast, Let's Be Honest, and offered a personal update that, in retrospect, takes on a whole new significance. She was discussing her dating life, or rather her apparent lack thereof, and she attributed it, at least in part, to a change in her custody schedule. "I don't know how much time I have for dating," she told her listeners, a statement that immediately piqued interest. She explained that her situation had changed since the previous fall when she was actively dating. "When I was dating last fall, I was still doing split custody with my ex, and I had every other week off from my kids, and that's changed. That's changed." Two simple words, but they indicated a significant alteration in the established routine. If she no longer had every other week off, it implied she was spending more time with her children, suggesting a shift away from the equal 50-50 custody arrangement that is common in co-parenting agreements. Why had the schedule changed? Had they mutually agreed to adjust it as the children got older? Or was there another reason, something underlying this seemingly simple update? At the time, it was a detail that might have been overlooked by many, a brief mention of a logistical change in her life. But later that same month, just weeks after Kristin publicly revealed that her custody arrangement had changed, and she was spending more time with her children, a shocking development involving Jay Cutler exploded into the news. Jay Cutler was arrested in Franklin, Tennessee. The charges? DUI, driving under the influence, and possession of a handgun while under the influence. The news hit like a ton of bricks. A former NFL star facing serious charges involving impaired driving and firearms. The juxtaposition of this concerning legal issue with the recent public statements about co-parenting, about putting the kids first, was immediate and stark. And then the timing of Kristin's podcast revelation about the changed custody arrangement suddenly took on a much darker, potentially deeply troubling meaning. Had the custody arrangement changed because there were already concerns about Jay's behavior or judgment? Was Kristin already spending more time with the children because issues had arisen that made the previous 50-50 schedule untenable or unsafe? The arrest, with charges as serious as DUI and handgun possession while intoxicated, immediately raised red flags about Jay Cutler's decision-making, and by extension, his capacity to provide a safe and stable environment for his children. How can a parent truly be putting the kids first if they are facing charges related to impaired driving and possessing a weapon while under the influence? The public commitment to a united front and to never speaking ill of the other parent suddenly faced its biggest test. While Kristin has maintained a public silence on the arrest itself, the timing of a custody update on her podcast feels impossible to ignore in light of subsequent events. It fuels speculation that the shift in the custody schedule was not just a logistical adjustment, but a necessary change driven by concerns about Jay's personal life and its potential impact on the children. The legal ramifications for Jay Cutler are serious and will undoubtedly play out in the courts. But the potential impact on his co-parenting relationship with Kristin, and most importantly, on his children, is perhaps the most significant and heartbreaking consequence. Will this arrest trigger a legal battle over custody? Will Kristin feel compelled to seek a more formal, perhaps more restrictive custody agreement to ensure the children's safety and well-being? The public statements about a united front and amicable co-parenting could be severely tested by the reality of a parent facing criminal charges involving judgment and safety. The narrative of the committed co-parents navigating divorce for the sake of their children has been dramatically complicated by this turn of events. It highlights the often unseen challenges faced by families after divorce, challenges that can be amplified by personal struggles and legal issues. As the details of Jay Cutler's arrest unfold in the legal system, the questions surrounding the shoot, timing of the custody change, and the future of their co-parenting arrangement will undoubtedly continue to swirl. What does this mean for Camden, Jaxon, and Saylor, 3 young children caught in the crosscurrents of their parents' public lives and private struggles? Will their parents be able to maintain the commitment to put them first in the face of such a significant challenge? The story of Kristin Cavallari and Jay Cutler's children is not just a story of celebrity kids growing up. It's a story of a family navigating divorce, co-parenting, and the unexpected, difficult twists that life can bring. It's a reminder that behind the headlines and the social media posts, there are real children whose lives are shaped by the decisions and challenges faced by their parents. The journey of Camden, Jaxon, and Saylor continues, and the path ahead, now shadowed by their father's legal troubles, seems more uncertain than ever. The public will be watching, hoping that amidst the drama, the well-being of these 3 children truly remains the absolute priority.